Today I want to talk a little about going backwards to make faster progress. It's something that sounds very counterintuitive, but if any of you have been training long enough, you will know that your body has set limits for rate of progression, and that's why you plateau. You can either run into these plateaus by pushing yourself too hard, and your body will force you to take a break, or to, even if you're pushing with the same level of exertion, with the same programming structure, which may be the correct structure for you, it's going to set its own limiters for what it can handle over a given period of time. And usually that's when you would run into something like injury, depending on how fast you had progressed, or even just if you're a lot stronger, you can be more prone to injury because the loads are greater, so you have to be a little more dialed in on things. So instead of letting that happen, what you do is take 4, maybe even 8 weeks. That could be 1 or 2 training blocks, and just pull back everything to below what your bests were. If your best triple is 500 for 3, you might do 460, 470, or 480 for 3. Then the next 4 weeks, you might be doing, if your best doubles, 530, you might be doing maybe 520, just creeping a little bit closer to what you've done in the past as your best, and trying to move it with better quality. Because something that is true within strength is, if you can move repeated loads that you've done before better, you will be still building strength without having to stress your body as much. And because you've pulled back for this period of time, it may seem like you're throwing 4 to 8 weeks down the drain, but this would have been something that was an eventuality anyways, and it might have taken you longer if you injured yourself. It might take you 12 to 24 weeks to come back from that. So why not, when you are getting fatigued, when progress has slowed down completely, or ideally is starting to slow down, things are getting harder, take those 4 to 8 weeks and sacrifice a little bit of your satisfaction and ego in order to create momentum for future training blocks. And that's how you can go forward realistically and never plateau. And I do believe you can make it to world-class, world champion status like this. A lot of the top lifters are hitting training blocks where they're not going anywhere near their best, in order to create that time in advance for momentum going into big competitions. So that's why rebounds are important. I made another video on repeating loads, and sometimes you may be doing everything right, but you just need to pull back. So that's the plateau buster. Be sure you're planning your training over the course of a macro cycle, and you kind of know what is the purpose of each training block. Whether this one's going to be, I'm stepping back to create momentum, doing a rebound, I'm trying to build a little bit, so I'm repeating loads I've done in the past. And then when you've had all those indicators ready, that's when you progress, and you can be a little more aggressive on going for some new personal records. So that's something that, if you're under a coach, you might want to talk to them about, so you can understand the purpose of each training block, so you don't get frustrated. Why am I only lifting this much weight? Because there is, in every good training program, a plan for everything. And those are my thoughts that I wanted to share today.